Hi everyone, Ben Francio Pole. So thank you so much for watching the past video, especially yung mga nakapanood na, yung mga returning visitors dito sa ating bagong YouTube channel. And again, welcome to Permaculture Tito, your source of permaculture learning for the Filipino community. So yung mga yung mga first timers na ngayon lang nakapanood ng ating video, feel free to browse through the playlist, yung mga initial videos that we've published para hindi nyo po ma-miss yung mga initial na yung mga naunang lessons and learnings that we've shared about permaculture. So, this is the second video in the 12-part video series about the different permaculture principles. So, for this video, we'll be talking about the principle of catching and storing energy. Okay, so need not to expound further. Energy is something that's essential. We need energy to survive. And permaculture kasi is all about creating sustainable life, sustainable landscapes, sustainable communities. So this principle guarantees that we are able to get the energy that we need sustainably, meaning hindi tayo nauubusan ng energy na kailangan natin. But at the same time, hindi rin nadideplete yung mga natural resources natin, yung source of energy natin in the natural environment. So, how do we do that? So, unang-una, muna natin, let's enumerate muna what are these different types of energy. So, syempre, when we say energy, the first thing that comes into mind is electricity. So, yes, electricity is something that we need. Maski dito sa farm, we need lights, we need electricity to, let's say, to power the Wi-Fi router. We need electricity syempre to record videos like this. Kailangan i-charge yung cellphone. Syempre sa kusina, meron kami maliit na ref, kailangan din electricity doon. So those are very basic necessities. Kailangan natin electricity. Pero syempre, ang source natin ng electricity, for a lot of us, ang main source is the grid, di ba? Nakakabit tayo sa electricity distributor. So, but for permaculture, it encourages us to take a look at other sources of energy, renewable sources of electricity, that we can, capture and store for our daily needs. So syempre, automatic nandiyan na solar. You have solar, you have wind turbines, you have yung hydro generators. So yung mga yun po, wala kami lahat ng mga yun. Okay? Kasi, kakape mo. Hindi muna ang kape. Okay, kasi wala pa kaming budget to set up all those high resource electricity generating technologies. So habang wala pa, we make use of what we can do, kung ano lang accessible sa amin. So like in terms of solar, meron lang kami mga strategic areas, meron kami mga solar lights, solar lamps for added security. Syempre kapag yung mga pathways kapag dadaan ng paggabi, yung viewing deck, meron din yung solar lights kasi syempre that's a main tourism attraction here in the farm. We also have solar electric fans na mas nagagamit lang kapag ka-summer. Okay, so and at least to lessen yung consumption. Even without those solar facilities, konting-konti pa rin naman talaga ang consumption namin dito kasi very conservative kami when using electricity. Like all the lights are naka-LED. Kapag syempre we practice din yung pagtitipid ng kuryente, patay ang ilaw pag hindi ginagamit. Kung pwedeng hindi magbukas ang ilaw, okay? Like, especially pag gabi, patay na lang lahat. Kasi, mas maganda pa yun sa kalikasan kasi yung mga fireflies, mas dumadami sila, mas lumalabas sila kapag walang ilaw. Yun. Those are very basic lang na ano, na applications when it comes to electrical energy. Pero electricity pa lang 'yon. Living here in the farm or in any living space or in any habitat for that matter, there are also other forms of energy that we need. Okay, so ano pa ba yung mga energy niyon? Number one, water. Water is another form of energy that we should be able to harness, capture and store water also. So, capturing and storing water dito specifically sa farm namin is something very applicable. Hindi dahil sa kailangan natin ng tubig or hindi dahil sa konting-konting tubig dito. Well, syempre kapag konting-konting tubig, especially yung mga probinsya na tuyo talaga, kailangan talagang i-capture yung tubig kapag umuulan para hindi sayang. Pero dito kasi sa amin, it's the other way around. Sobra-sobra ang tubig. So parang still, all the more kailangan mo pa rin saluhin yung tubig, store yung tubig kasi sayang, di ba? I've mentioned already na dito kami sa paanan ng Bundok Banahaw, and Banahaw ay isang rainforest. Kaya ang ulan dito more than 50% of the year. So when I did my computation nga dun sa main hall na kung saan we have the biggest surface area ng roof, we are able to compute ang average volume of water na it is capable to harvest is somewhere around 150,000 liters of water every year. Ganun kadami. Doon pa lang 'yon paano yung iba pang mga structures, di ba? So doon pa lang nag-start kami doon to set up a very basic na rain harvesting facility. So when I say very basic, as in very basic, as in very brainless, we didn't even purchase yung mga industrial na alulod kasi gusto namin mga atiped. Ang ginamit namin mga kawayan kasi maraming kawayan dito. So ginamit namin pansalo ng tubig as alulod, okay? Then yung isang side, bumubuhos yung tubig dito sa pond, dito sa likod natin. So, dito yung pond. Man-made do, inukay lang namin. Pero meron kaming tilapia dyan, yung mga bibe dyan, lumalangoy. Ang maganda dito, since dito yung storage ng tubig na nanggagaling sa bubong, yes, hindi namin siya for now, hindi namin ginagamit dito sa, let's say, panggamit sa kusina or panggamit sa banyo. Pero ang maganda dyan, hindi nasasayang kasi yung tubig na napupunta dito, portion of that water that goes to the pond percolates into the ground, sinisip-sip ng tubig, and recharges the groundwater. And that's kumbaga that's something that the crops, the trees, okay, here in the farm can utilize kasi kumakalat siya sa lupa Secondly, yung mga tubig na nag-evaporate returns water into the hydro system. So, it completes the loop. Hindi nasasayang ang tubig. On the other side of the roof, on the other hand, may temporary storage kami ng water doon. Sobrang liit. Okay? Kasi wala pa kami pambili. Hopefully, we can set up a bigger storage ng water doon sa kabilang side para mas marami yung masalo namin na tubig. And yung tubig niyon, eventually, kapag na-filter, pwedeng magamit sa banyo, pwedeng magamit na panghugas sa kusina. Okay, so those types of application, yung mga kung saan pwedeng kailangan ng tubig. So yon, water as a source of energy that we can capture and store. Another form of energy, syempre, is the energy that we use for cooking. Siyempre, sobrang civilized ng tao, hindi pwedeng hindi lutuin ng pagkain. 3 beses tayo magluto in a day, sometimes more. So, rather than relying on non-renewable energy sources like LPG, electricity, gumagamit dito ng firewood. So, yung firewood, dito lang nanggagaling sa farm. Marami kaming trees, marami kaming mga tinanim na mga puno. Hindi namin pinuputol yung mga puno para makakuha ng firewood. Pino-pruning lang namin. Kasi pruning is something that we do on a regular basis, especially kapag may orchard ka na kailangan i-maintain. You need to prune the trees for it to grow well, maganda yung tubo niya, para mas less ang peste, para pumasok yung sunlight, okay, para mas makapagtanim ka pa in areas around the trees. Tapos at the same time, it makes the trees resilient sa bagyo. Hindi siya gaanong nabubugbog ng hangin. So yung mga branches that we're able to harvest, that's what we store as firewood. So, ngayon, siguro I would say mga 70 to 80% of our cooking fuel comes from the wood. The firewood that we are able to sustainably harvest from the farm. So, that's one other application of capturing, storing energy. Lastly, the last example that I would want to cite is about food. Food is our primary source of energy as human beings. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-survive, to do our daily activities dito sa farm if we don't eat. Okay? So, if some of us eat 3 times a day, most of us eat more than 3 times. So, yung food kami dito that we consume is primarily foraged from the farm. Yes, we purchase additional food from the grocery, pero we make it a point na magtanim ng maraming pagkain, maraming crops para harvest na namin, forage na namin yung pagkain namin dito sa farm. And in a lot of cases, we're able to harvest more than what we can consume. So yung mga sobra na yun, rather than it goes to waste, we process it. Either we dry it, we pickle it, yung iba imamatamis namin, we store them in jars, tumatagal lang shelf life, it's food that we can consume for future needs. So that's one application, and ang maganda din doon, kapag kami sobra at hindi pa rin namin maubos, it's an additional enterprise. Pwede namin ibenta for additional, let's say, income at pambili ng mga other needs namin dito sa farm. So as you can see, those are different forms of energy, all of which kailangan natin i-store and i-capture and store para hindi tayo nauubusan. So, those are different examples. If you feel na I missed anything, kung meron pang ibang mga sources of energy na ginagamit natin, na pwede natin i-capture and store, I'm very curious. Kung meron kayong naisip pa, feel free to share it in the comment section para baka pwede natin apply din dito sa farm, no? So, para pwede rin natin i-share sa iba nating mga viewers. So, thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you learned from this principle. We're down by 2 principles. We have 10 more videos to go. So, make sure that you again subscribe and hit the notification button para you get notified once we publish another video. So, maraming salamat uli. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.